Orange Climate, thermal storage and climate ceilings for energy-efficient cooling and heating. Our offices are cooled and healthily ventilated 365 days a year, even in winter. In fact, we use more energy annually to cool a building than to heat it. With our moderate climate, there surely must be a smarter way. Indeed, and actually, we were already doing this centuries ago. Just think of a cathedral. Thick walls keep the cold or heat out, resulting in much smaller temperature fluctuations inside and less need for heating or cooling. The thick walls act as a sort of energy battery. Of course, we could build all offices with thick walls, but what about the offices we already have? Fortunately, there are also other more efficient ways to store that energy, namely with phase change materials, or PCM. With what? PCMs are materials that use the transition from solid to liquid and vice versa to store heat or cold. How does that work? For example, think of a cooling element in a cooler box. The element absorbs the heat in the cooler box until both have the same temperature. Then it loses its effectiveness, and the temperature in the box remains constant. There are PCMs, such as certain water-salt solutions, where you can program the transition point, for example, to achieve a temperature of 23 degrees Celsius. When it's warm, the energy is stored by the PCM. When it's colder, this is released again, an ideal temperature for the workplace. Orange Climate has developed a way to implement this in offices without the need for major interventions, by installing a so-called climate ceiling. Here, PCM panels are placed in the ceiling according to the customer's wishes, whether it looks like this or that. But no matter what it looks like, there's a lot of hidden technology. The heat generated in office spaces rises and is stored in the PCM panels, making the space cooler. The fresh ventilation air flows into the office space via the suspended ceiling. At night, you use the cool outside air to discharge the PCM panels. Thus, the PCM goes from solid to liquid during the day and from liquid to solid at night. In the winter, it works just the opposite. The heat generated during the day is stored and released at night. Thus, the fluctuation of indoor temperature is much smaller both in winter and summer. And the climate ceilings deliver up to 50% power saving and also up to 30% energy saving. Would you like to know more? Please visit orangeclimate.com.